G'day, Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here, and today a quick tutorial that answers the following question that I got from another YouTuber's comments. Hey, you get the questions where you can get them, but I thought about it and I thought this is a great question, and it's not as intuitive as you think. The question was, hey, I want to get my sound effect from Epidemic Sound, which is a website where you can get audio, music, sound effects, and more. And I want to put it into KineMaster on my iPad so I can use it in my editing. So I can use the Epidemic sound effect or music that I paid for and be able to edit and use that in my KineMaster project. I thought to myself, easy. And then it turns out that when I first looked into it, it wasn't as easy or as intuitive as you think. So we're going to head on over to the iPad and check it out right now. Alright, the first thing you can see here is I'm already on Safari on my iPad. Now, mind you, I am running my iPad Pro in iOS 13, the latest edition of iOS, or iPad OS as they now call it. And you can see I'm already in my Epidemic Sound, and I want to grab just like the question, grab a sound effect. So I'm going to tap on sound effects really quick, and I'm going to pick transportation. Let's see what quick sound effect. We've got lots of car noises and different things. Say I want this jet ski that passes by fast, this one here. If I want, I can tap that and listen to that real quick. You can see the little playback window at the bottom shows you the waveform and that. Okay, maybe I don't want that one, so I can just go through it and find the one I want. So Epidemic Sound, if you want to check out Epidemic Sound for sound effects, for music, for YouTube videos, then I've got a link in the description below where you can go and check it out for yourselves. Use that link, it helps me out and it will help you out too. Now back to the tutorial. Okay, I'm doing a James Bond thing. Let's say I want this Aston Martin 1, and I'm going to click that real quick just to load it up, and it's going to play as soon as it gets downloaded. There's a big burst of sound there you can see on the time frame. But you can see bottom right hand side, click download. It says download full mix. Yes, of course, we want that sound effect. Now remember, it's called Aston Martin 1. Now in the iPad, it's going to ask me, do you want to download this file .mp3? I'm going to click download. The downloaded part's easy. Okay, so now that is in my iPad. Let me show you where it is in my iPad. If I go into the Files app real quick, and I'm already in the Downloads folder, but if I click on my iPad and then Downloads, you can see this one here. It's going to highlight that, Aston Martin 1. Let me roll that back. Okay. Now, logically, I would have thought I could move it to an app of choice, because if you go on my iPad, you can see there's certain apps that are already on here, including some good editing apps like LumaFusion. I can move files to all these apps. Certain apps allow you to move files to them in the Files app, but alas, KineMaster is nowhere to be found. Let me show you. I do have KineMaster on here. You can see there, KineMaster in the bottom left-hand side next to Streamlabs there. KineMaster. You can see if I open up my KineMaster now and open up my test video and go into edit, if I click on audio here and go to internal sounds, you can see I got the mouse click 3 one, but my Aston Martin sound that I want to use is not in there. So I need to tell it to go into this area. So how do I do that? Just going to jump back out of KineMaster real quick. I'm going to go back to the Files app. First thing I'm going to do is go back to the Downloads folder where the file is that I want. So I'm going to click select, and I'm going to tap on the Aston Martin 1 sound effect, and I'm going to click share. See share there, and then we're going to have an option to share it to different places. You can see if I scroll across the little app window here and click on more, you can see that there's a lot more apps I can share it to, and you can see one of them is copy to KineMaster. So I'm going to tap that, copy to KineMaster. And it says that Aston Martin 1 file was saved to the internal folder of the audio browser. So now if I click on the internal audio, you can see now the Aston Martin sound effect is now there ready for me to use in KineMaster in my editing. Very, very simple. I can just click the add and you can see now the audio is sitting on my timeline. So you can see I got it from Epidemic Sound into my iPad and then into KineMaster to be able to be used. Simple as that. Now, if I'm using something real simple, like say I'm editing in LumaFusion instead, LumaFusion's already got file folders here. And you can see there's other folders within it. Maybe I could drop a file into one of these options here, files or other apps or whatever. I could bring them in and drop them in library media, photo library. You can see there's areas within LumaFusion where you can actually drop those in. And how would I do that? I go to the file, go select, pick the file, and say move, and tell it that I want to move it to, if I find LumaFusion, there it is in front of me, LumaFusion, which folder? I want it to go in user media under files. And then I could click move. And now you can see it's actually gone out of my downloads, which is fine, because if I go over to LumaFusion, user media, files, it is now there in LumaFusion for me to use. So there's two ways of doing it. If the app appears in the files menu, you can just use the move feature. If it doesn't, use the share feature. And then in the share option, just pick the app that you want to send it to. In our case, it was KineMaster. Super quick, super simple tutorial. And if you want to check out KineMaster, it's in the App Store. And if you want to check out Epidemic Sound, as I mentioned before, the link is in the description below. You can check that out. And hopefully you get some value out of it. I use Epidemic Sound for the background sound in some of my videos. I used to use the YouTube audio library, but I found Epidemic Sound is well worth the $15 a month for that, for me to continue using some really dope music in my videos. So if you want dope music in videos, check out Epidemic Sound. This is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'll catch you later.
Subscribe to Doug Hewson YT for more tech for content creation.